ต่อไปไหนเราเหรอพลาดหรอแล้วแต่เมียไม่กินก็กินไม่กินยังไม่กินเกินก็กินเดี๋ยวนะนี่กูก่อนข้าวเอาน้ำแดงอ่ะวันนี้ใช้มึงกี่อย่างทุกอย่างใช้ทำอะไร
ใหม่เบอร์ดี้ลาเต้น้ำตาลลดลง 50% อร่อยลงตัว
Vietnam mana suaranya? Malaysia mana suaranya bang? Ayo ramai kita voting, ramaikan bang ya. Aku tetap dukung Indonesia bang, siap bang Rizkan. Itu mah selalu di hati bang. Itu selalu di hati bang Rizkan ya.
เบอร์ดี้สูตรน้ำตาลน้อยลดน้ำตาลแต่อร่อยมากแบล็คเข้มหวานพอดีโรบัสต้าหวานน้อยกำลังดีลดน้ำตาลแต่ไม่ลดความอร่อยเบอร์ดี้สูตรน้ำตาลน้อยอร่อยมาก
Zaman Orde Baru workout gratis, zaman modern nonton bola atau dengar radio. Rijal aja katanya. Oh gitu, maaf ya bang, siap.
Spinning in front of the defender in behind that back line. Just touch on the balance that they've got, the asymmetry that they've got in that front three, Vietnam, in terms of Van Dijk being that player who has to try and stretch that defense with those sorts of runs. But Quang Hai on this side of the pitch, on that right-hand side, has got almost that freedom to just drop into these deeper positions, help to try and link the play in those areas. He's not going to be the sort of player who runs in behind with that pace.
Here's Quang Hai. Back to Duiman. There was Swan Trong the other day who was pulling all the strings and was orchestrating all their best moves. He's on the bench today. It's the depth of this squad, isn't it?
Yeah, and I really like number 14 as well, Hong Duk. I think he's
Indonesia dari Rijau, mantap. Indonesia sudah 4-1 ya. Lawan Kamboja 4-2, lawan Laos 5-1 Bang ya. Luar biasa ya Bang ya.
Swapping mags!
Oh, sisters.
One op 4 remaining.
Charging position. Reach.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Luar.
Still managed to get something on the ball.
feels that he can do most of his damage. They was looking to try and link up with Van Duk and Kong Fo.
Van Dijk is now thought of as the next big thing, isn't he? Very influential. A little bit further back in the field.
Good physical presence as well. You look at the size of him in the center of the park. Take care of himself, knows how to protect the ball, knows how to
10 seconds before
play these
insertion.
lovely little passes. Keep it moving for
5 seconds.
Vietnam in the middle.
Location of biohazard container unknown. Clear to engage.
23 years old. Van Dijk. Midfield boss has already been called. Best player in the first 4 games of the World Cup qualification for Vietnam. Total of 42 accurate passes, 42 possession wins, more than anyone else in the squad. Van Dijk already getting attention from Malaysia at the moment, just struggling to get for it at the moment. Here's Shami, given away.
The biohazard container has been located.
You know, Russian, we talked about Vietnam, of course, the only Southeast Asian nation in the 3rd round of World Cup qualifying. They've lost every game so far, but it's never been by big margins. And they've been the so-called
Secure the
minnows there,
biohazard container.
and playing very much on the back foot.
Securing the container.
They're
Yeah,
playing much higher grade of opposition.
that's right. What we're seeing from them here is they've got that possession.
One friendly operator
You can
remaining.
understand that. They're actually one of the better sides in this competition, but when they play in the World Cup qualifiers, they've got to approach it a little bit differently. They sit back
Op
a little
4
bit more.
eliminated all
Kind of a
friendlies.
similar sort of style that they had during the 2019 Asian Cup, which they actually did really well in.
Yeah, the quarterfinals.
That's right, getting knocked out by Japan.
1-0.
1-0 as well.
Yeah.
So they're a side that can compete at that level, and they make it very difficult for opposition sides to really break them down. The difficulty is then, as we see with Southeast Asian teams, and it was the same situation with Thailand a few years ago in that cycle of qualifying for the 2018 World Cup. Taking that next step against the real big guns of Asia and winning matches, you know, finding a way to get yourself into positions where you can take 3.
แจ๊สมันฝรั่งแท่งทอดกรอบทำจากมันฝรั่งแท้ฟินกับวาไรตี้ซอสดิฟฟันมันทุกซอสแถมได้พอยต์ไว้ร่วมสนุกสะสมลุ้นแลกรับรางวัลแบบจัดเต็มแจ๊สอร่อยได้ลุ้นต้องลอง
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite can. This video. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
All in alphabetical order because we're so smart. We're gonna jump into that. See the mirror here. That's to stop the confuser.
Op 4 located the biohazard container.
Support mirror. It's there to back up if anybody drives inside hatch, the red one, or this one. Get rid of the Jaegers with the little
down to 10 seconds.
Flashbang with the Nash. Then you blow your load on the window. You blow it all up. Now, if this
5 seconds left.
The left side, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. All you got to do is just pre-fire.
Op 4 has located the biohazard
right
container.
Down that right side wall, and they won't be able to throw a canister at all. Now, this angle right here that we're looking at, if it's open, I highly recommend you go inside garage and clear out the rook, the
Why do it yourself when robots
holding
commit that?
that long angle right here, able to how easy it is to get that kill. So if a thermite opens up that
all set.
Skittles headshot on that clown, easy. Now we're gonna go upstairs inside Teller.
Changing
For
mag.
some reason, some boot mirror that I don't know why it doesn't really work. Let me show you. We're gonna notice shit right all the way up top like a pro. We're gonna open up this little floor right here by the couch with the whatever her gun thingy is. We're gonna shoot little pew pew things. We're gonna open up the canister. We're gonna grab the elo. We're gonna go take a nap afterwards, and we're gonna eat some ramen noodles used from the microwave. Let me tell you, the best ramen noodles are made by the microwave. Then we're gonna rappel upstairs. I'm gonna show you this really cool CEO thing that we see with Total all the time. Now this thing,
One
you
op
cannot
4
get it
remaining.
from the sides. You can't get it from the left side or the right side because the walls are pretty much like impregnable. You can't blow things into it. It doesn't work like that. It's just the game decided, nope, we're not gonna do it. So there's 7 reinforcements downstairs, 4 reinforcements upstairs. That's 11. You only get 10. So guess what? You're still able to open it.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission
You can
successful.
open it from this side. You can't open it from stop. Well, I guess you can, but you have the wide key. That's not what we want to do, right? We want to do the basic stupid shit because why would we make this video? So you go to the window, you do some cheeky stuff, right? But it can't be reinforced. If it isn't, then you blow it open. If it is, you just scooch to the left, hit your little left key or whatever, open up this wall by that green lantern, blow it open. You can even do it from the left side. You can frag anybody that's behind there. Easy elo, easy. Just subscribe, just donate your 401k.
Yo, what's poppin'? Let's get into some Mira strats today. These are some easy setups, best for ranked. I don't play comp once again. These are mostly for ranked, and they work very well in ranked.
We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
Alright, so first setup is quite simple. This is just a standard setup you need to know anytime you're playing Mira. So this is the first one. You want to reinforce this one, put your Mira right here.
Located the biohazard
As long
container.
as you guys keep garage control. If they take garage control, then you're a little bit screwed. But most of the time, the teams like to attack from the server side, and this is a great way to do that. Great line of sight into the server room. and easy free fire here. Plus, you
10
want to put it over
seconds.
here because if you put something over on this side, once they get this patch,
Down to 5 seconds.
this one, not so much. The only way they could get you is from the garage area. So I don't know how many
Protect the
times I
biohazard
tell you that
container
I've
at
just
all
gone over
costs.
here and C4'd someone while they're planting the bomb and gotten a kill, but it's very high. And I like to pair this one with the smoke setup that we did here. If you haven't checked out that one, check out the smoke advanced guide. We had a nice setup in here, and this works really well together. These two, if you guys have a duo, play those both together. Now, as for this one, this is just kind of a rare one that you probably won't use that much. This is kind of a backup plan if that one doesn't work. Your teammate can hold this one if they want to, or something along that line. But if this gets flushed out, or they start pushing garage, main stairs, elevator, whatever, vault area, this is probably the best mirror for you because you can control, of course, the main stairs from this one. You can actually hug this wall and be able to see the elevator and have a quick peek there. And you also can see the garage just by pre-firing over and pre-fire just like you would in the other projector. So this is an easy first strategy for you guys to try out on Bank.
Pool table. Stairs, termite.
One friendly operator remaining. One op 4 remaining.
So this setup definitely has a longer you're gonna need some more help with that. Like, you need your teammates to be able to make the rotational here. You also are gonna need some help just by having your teammates reinforce them right here. Have this reinforced. So to run this way, they're not going to be able to go through this way because if they do, all you have to do is just come here, throw the C4 and get free kills. That was a pretty trashy C4 throw, but you get the point. Just get that C4 going. But we do have to save some reinforcements for this to work perfectly, because the way that they're most likely going to adjust their push is through coming through the backstage stairs. So the way that I like and have
Take some trauma, please.
Op 4 drone has found the biohazard. Seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 drone has located the biohazard container.
Swapping mag.
The shield, basically, you could get seen from. So, I usually don't reinforce, and because you can put it standing right here.
Swapping mag.
But from right here, you have to go all the way around to actually hit anyone, unless you were to destroy this wall completely. But I don't run nitro, so you have a teammate that runs like impacts thing. But usually, if I were to use this spot, I'd put it crouched out. Somewhere peek here. someone into the you have to expose
Op 4, last operator standing. Friendlies victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
They have a pole sitting in there warning you when someone's coming in.
Balls down. Whenever there's a Malaysian player in possession, they're on him straight away, nice and aggressive, winning the ball back cleanly as well. They're not committing silly fouls and giving Malaysia an easy out ball in terms of giving away silly free kicks. And completely control the tempo of this game.
Malaysian fans trying to do their part here. Vuvantan. Now Tuanan.
You know, we're just having a bit of a laugh here because there was a Malaysia Boleh chant from the fans as we're seeing there. And then the Vietnamese fans who outnumbered and took over and just started going Vietnam Boleh.
Oh, great. I love it. Absolutely love it. There's Southeast Asian banter for you.
Yeah.
Fan banter. Out wide to Pong Dui. I've got to understand, that's amused me. Quang Hai. Lots of yellow jerseys in front of him. Now Van Tan. By Sharul. Could have gone back to his goalkeeper, Nokai. And now they do through Dui Man. It's intensity, Russian. It's impressive, isn't it?
Really good intensity, and look at where Vietnam are playing most of their football. You know, it's in Malaysia's half pretty much. And the goalkeeper, Tran Win Man, hasn't had much to do at all.
Dominic Tan puts that over for a corner.
This defense is overworked, this Malaysian defense. And a huge battle. Look at how much time and space he has here to pick out a pass in behind. And that's because they're being made to work really hard. Even in those midfield positions, the front three as well, they're all in their own half. They've got to track back. They have to try and move across laterally to close down quickly. And you just can't, when the tempo's too high, how it feels if you're a Malaysian player. You know you're up against a team who are much better than you are. You're just hanging in there and hoping you can keep them out for as long as possible.
That was at the near post. Something to consider, Russian. Is we already know that they've got 4 COVID cases, or at least in isolation. 2 have just come out. Khairul Azan and Faisal Halim, as we just see that corner again. They've just come out, but they're obviously not ready, match ready. As Shafiq goes down.
Yeah, the challenge of Tan Chung.
Junior Elstow's injured. Dion Cools isn't here yet, so they can't get him quick enough, can they? Now they've just lost Aidil. They are really down to the bare bones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for...
Because there's 2 centre-backs gone, isn't it?
Exactly.
Junior Elstow and Aidil.
For the squad as well. But again, the regulation said you could have picked 30 players, and they decided that they were going to, what, 24, was it?
24 in the end. I think There were injury issues as well after the deadline of registration, which you'd think there might be some leeway, but they're only bringing the goalkeeper now. But certainly Malaysia up against it, resources-wise. Here's Safawi. Oh, seen very much of him. One of our attacking players up to Lukman. There's a rather expansive clearance.
Type in the in the air there. Nobody really wanted to put a head on it as it came back down. Well, we talk about Malaysia's challenges, and yes, challenges and difficulties for them. But again, I go back to opportunities to say that, you know, things are going against us. Let's respond. Let's fight.
Vietnam with 53%. Does feel a lot more than that, I have to say. Yeah, absolutely controlling this at the moment. Van Tan gets in the way there, the fullback Shami Safari. Safawi's gone down.
Pass into space from Badrul there. Safawi was taken down. They do look like they just swapped flanks for the moment, Safawi and Arif. Not getting much joy and decide to just change it around a little bit.
Not sure it's going to have any effect at the moment if you're not getting the ball up to that part of the field. He did play on the left-hand side in the first half for Malaysia in the last game, and then on the right-hand side in the second half. Safawi Rashid.
Could also be about just helping the side out defensively, you know, and just changing their balance a little bit. You know, with Arif on this side, Safawi on the other side, was a case of playing with those inverted wingers or inside forwards. Safawi is left-footed. He's come out to play on this left-hand side, just to maybe give them a bit more that width and balance, but also defensively to track the runs of Vu Van Tan, because Vietnam have had quite a bit of joy on this right-hand side in terms of the build-up. Well, they've actually had quite a bit of joy on that side, on the left-hand side as well, to be fair.
Hong Kong Dui. This is Tuanan. He's giving the ball away to Badro Bakhtiar. This is all they can do, clear it, and then it comes right back at them. Slipped in to Huang Duc. The shot from Quang Hai! And Vietnam take the lead! They've been knocking on the door, and it finally opens.
Yeah, it's deserved. They've got Wild in the stands here. Just have a look at the build-up down this left-hand side. Wonderful work by Tuanan. A deep run, a late run from midfield, getting in behind that Malaysian back line. And then the cutback, I mean, this is just wonderful composure and quality and intelligence to play it into an area. He knows that defense has dropped off. That defense is dropping off to protect their goal. Cuts it back into that space. That midfield doesn't track back and close down. And Quang Hai, as I said, he's got that license to pop up in all these little areas where he can do the most damage. Boys, he done some damage there to Malaysia. Opening the scoring, wonderful finish. And now he gets over the ball to make sure it stays down. Wraps his left foot around it as well. Plenty of power behind that. No chance for Khairul Fahmi in goal.
Got to say, Roshan, there was almost an air of inevitability, wasn't there, for Vietnam? They were probing and probing away.
What was that I was saying about them getting joy on both sides of the pitch? On the left-hand side there, that's where they found the breakthrough against Malaysia.
Bit of a loose ball here. Lukman with a chance. Oh, and that was poor from Huang Duc. Almost gave an opening to Malaysia's forward there. Out of the blue.
Park Hang-seo is off the bench as well, telling everyone to calm down, just settle down, don't get overexcited, keep your composure. Look, it's a mistake from Hwang Duk, and Lukman, I think he's lacking that little bit of sharpness, because a striker who's sharp, a striker who's been playing regularly, which he hasn't been, in those situations, especially in a game like this where you've not had much of the possession, you've not had much in terms of opportunities, that's a big one for you.
That's been their only
Big
attempt.
moment.
Yep. You haven't got many chances against Vietnam. You need to make them count. This is the boy wonder, isn't he? Lukman Hakim burst into the scene in 2018. Malaysia's under 16s. Got 4 goals in an opening game against Tajikistan, and then moved on to Europe with Kortrijk, and that goes wide. Kong Puong onto the ball. No such thing. I'm going for goal. Vu Van Tan.
Yeah, again, it's just Quang Hai, who's a big nuisance here because of his link up with Tuan An, the number 11. The two of them have been so mobile in those midfield positions. Quang Hai drifting inside, Tuan Han then takes up the space in those wider areas with those runs from deep. And it's those runs from deep from Tuan An that are causing lots of issues for this Malaysian backline. Shafiq and Tuan An is getting into it a little bit there.
Rushan, would you, when you've got them set up the way they are, Vietnam, would you think it'd be effective to go like for like in Malaysia's point of view?
What do you mean like man for man?
As in,
those
should they
situations?
be going for 3-4-3? Playing 3-4-3 as well, or a 3-5-2, or even a 5-3-2?
It's an option, but that would mean that you're changing your entire sort of
the way they would
system,
normally,
the way you would normally play.
Yeah.
To match the opposition. And again, what kind of message does that send to your players? You know, you're trying to say we're going to change everything just because we're up against Vietnam, or are you going to stick to what's been working for you? And it's worked for them the first 2 games.
Having said that, you know, we've seen probably the change that's left an impression. Singapore went 4 at the back in their first game against Myanmar, and then 3 at the back. More on that in a short while. Waiting to pull the trigger here, Kong Puong! And he makes it 2! It's been a good 5 minutes for Vietnam. And Malaysia in real trouble now.
They're enjoying themselves. Both the fans off the pitch and the players on it. And they deserved it. They deserved this. Again, look, I mean, Quang Hai just pops into that central area. They're overloading Malaysia in those positions, and they can't get a handle on his positioning and how he's just popping up into these spaces. But this is just absolutely brilliant from Kong Feng. That composure here, look. Sends Dominic Tan away and opens up for him, and on his left foot there is able to put it in off the post. And he deserves to be rewarded with that goal. Kong Feng, he's looked really lively for them in those 4 positions, always a threat. I told you they've just been too good for Malaysia. What they say about Malaysian players here, knowing they're in a game. They're in a difficult game, a tough one here, because the pace and the tempo of this, they just can't keep up with it. You mentioned changing that formation. I'm not even sure if it'll really sort of help, just because of how quick it's happening for them at the moment. Every time they're in possession of the ball here, they're under pressure. Look at that, being forced backwards. And then Vietnam are able to push up and apply that pressure and win it back in these areas, pick up the second balls again. So they've not even been able to sort of break free and try and counter-attack Malaysia.
This is ironically what Vietnam have been facing, haven't they, when they play in the World Cup qualifiers?
That's right.
Now inflicting the same sort of thing on their ASEAN opposition. Here come Malaysia though. Here is Bukhairi, Ajmal. Trying to play a ball into the box. There's too much on that for Shafiq. Well, each time they've scored, Malaysia have just been presented a little opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point that you bring up. They've looked a little bit vulnerable in those situations every time they've scored a goal, which is twice now. They've given Malaysia a chance to try and pull one back. I think the first one, that was a difficult one for for Shafiq, I think it was. But the first one from Lukman, we just have a look at the attempts there. 6 for Vietnam, 2 for Malaysia, 3 on target, 3 off target for Vietnam.
Vietnam are making this look effortless.
You look at the gaps now. You look at the gap between Malaysia's defense and the midfield there. Because of just that one long direct ball. And the thing is, Vietnam are very happy to switch it up in terms of that flexibility. Yes, they play short, beautiful one-touch football in between those spaces, in behind Malaysia's midfield. We've seen Quang Hai pop up into these areas. We've seen Tuan An get in behind Malaysia's defense, but they're not afraid to send.
ป้าบอกนายกยังว่าส่งไฟล์สูไปแล้ว
ส่งไปแล้วแต่มันไม่ได้
แต่ว่าคนมันเท่ากันอย่างเงี้ยแหละไม่แปลกหรอก
คนเท่ากันเขาจะไปแข่งอีกประเทศหนึ่งอะอะไรแต่วินแรกเรายืนเยอะนะ
ยืนเต็มเกือบเต็มอ่ะ
ยืนเกือบเต็มอะแต่วิน
นี่
ส
แห
อ
ละ
งวิน
นี่
สาม
นี่คือสาเหตุที่เราต้องซ้อม
ใช่แต่แก๊งน่าจะตึงสุดแล้วในประเทศอะทรัพยากร
ก็ดีแล้วถ้าไม่สู้ก็คงต้องตาย
แต่หนูพูดเลยว่าถ้าคนไม่เล่นแบบคน10 เท่ากันเขาก็แพ้
เพราะอาวุธเราเยอะกว่า
ใช่ไงก็แพ้
เขามีอาวุธ
ถูกรับประกันเลยว่าไงก็แพ้
แต่ไม่เป็นไรหรอกมันผ่านมาแล้วไม่ต้องพูดหรอกเดี๋ยวมีเทรนระยำให้นะเดี๋ยวเอาแบบว่าเราไปออกันเลยใช่ป่ะแล้วทีเนี้ยก็ให้คนทั้งประเทศมาลุมเลย
แล้วสรุปเฮียผมคือหลังลีนี่สุดลงเลยใช่ไหม
ยังมันบอกว่ามันไม่ทันเห็นป่ะ
เติมให้มันพอขับแถวนี้ให้ได้เดี๋ยวเราค่อยแวะเติมด้วยกันเสียนั่นน่ะเสียนั่นน่ะเสียน่ะ
โดนเฮ้ยโดนทีมงานโอ้เฮ้ยมุมบักเฮ้ยมุมบักเฮ้ยเขียวทอนกัดน้องอะไร
เอาเดี๋ยวเอ้ย
เฮ้ยล้อยาวยาว
อันนี้ยาวละอุ้ยเอ้า
ลงเขาไม่ทำมึงปาเถอะไอ้ตีดิใคร
เอ้า
ไอ้แย่ดิวเอามาไว้ดิวไอ้เหี้ยก็ดูอ่ะไอ้เหี้ยป่วย
อุ้ยเอาอ่ะเอาตั้งหลักเอา
ไม่ตาย
อุ้ยเอาตั้งหลักไอ้เขียวตั้งหลักมึงจะรีบซอยทำไมล่ะน้องตั้งหลักสิน้องโอ้
ดูหมอดีกว่ารอรับศพแล้วน่ะดูโซเบ้ใส่ก่อนมันเลยยืนตายยัง
Barricade the room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
อุ้ยเช็คลุงมายังอ่ะ
Drone located the biohazard container. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Op 4 drone has located the biohazard container.
I'm gonna give them hell.
4 remaining. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful. We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
Enjoy the Changing mag!
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion.
Wall
Op 4
secured!
has failed to find the biohazard container.
Calibrating. All set.
ATS active in this sector.
Op 4 found the biohazard container. One friendly operator remaining. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure. Insertion in 10 seconds. Good work. The biohazard container has been located. 5 seconds to go. Biohazard container located. Proceed to its location.
Time to ring some ears.
Station.
Loading new mag! Dropping mag!
ด่าควายต้องตัดควายไม่ได้ประเด็น
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Find the biohazard container location. Seconds to go. Insertion in 5 seconds. Location of biohazard container unknown. Clear to engage.
Charge set.
located.
Ah!